Are boats that good in a zombie apocalypse? Surviving isn't just about dodging the undead or finding canned beans. It's about mastering the art of survival in the most unexpected ways. And today, folks, we're diving headfirst into the debate that'll have you rethinking your escape plans. Are boats your ultimate ticket to salvation in a zombie apocalypse? 1. Mobility advantage. Zombies might have a mean hunger for brains, but they're not winning any gold medals in the swimming category. I mean, when was the last time you saw a zombie doing the backstroke? Exactly. Boats are your zombie-proof palaces on the water. Zombies might be relentless, but they're not about to turn into Olympic swimmers anytime soon. These vessels can swiftly navigate through rivers, lakes, or even the open sea, allowing survivors to bypass treacherous territories and find safer havens. In a zombie apocalypse, the freedom of movement they provide is the difference between life and becoming a zombie's snack. Boats aren't just about moving from point A to point B. They're about reclaiming a sense of control in a chaotic world. Think about it. You're surrounded by endless expanses of water, a realm where the undead struggle to follow. This freedom of movement doesn't just offer safety, it provides a psychological sanctuary. Being on a boat allows survivors to take a moment, breathe in the salty air, and perhaps find a brief respite from the constant fear and tension that haunts the land. Resource gathering. When the world collapses, basic necessities become luxury. Coastal regions and riversides not only offer a scenic view, but also access to life-sustaining resources. Picture casting a net off the side of a boat to catch fish or docking near a freshwater source to replenish supplies. Boats empower survivors to explore otherwise unreachable areas, opening doors to scavenging missions for crucial resources like fresh water, food, and potentially life-saving supplies. It's not just about the fish you can catch or the fresh water you can find. It's the hope these discoveries bring. The ability to explore untouched territories, uncover hidden caches, and find new sources of sustenance provides a glimmer of optimism amidst the despair of the apocalypse. Maintenance challenges. The maintenance struggles of a boat in the apocalypse aren't just about fixing leaks or repairing engines. It's a testament to the resilience and adaptability of survivors. Scouring dilapidated marinas or abandoned boatyards for spare parts becomes a risky adventure. Yet, it's also a testament to human ingenuity, repurposing materials and crafting makeshift solutions to keep that boat afloat against all odds. But let's be honest, the majority of us don't have any idea of how to fix something in a boat. Boats demand maintenance, which in an apocalypse can feel as impossible as finding a unicorn. Scavenging for spare parts and tools necessary for repairs becomes a risky quest. A damaged boat might transform from a lifeline to a fancy piece of driftwood, leaving survivors stranded and vulnerable. Limited shelter and supplies. Space for shelter, supplies, and even rest might be as scarce as a zombie with a good dental plan. Lack of proper shelter exposes survivors to the elements, while limited storage space means hard choices on what supplies to bring along. Medical emergencies on a boat? That's a storm no one wants to weather. Imagine the camaraderie aboard a boat, a makeshift family navigating the post-apocalyptic waters. However, that closeness also brings challenges. Space is at a premium, and decisions about what supplies to keep become a test of survival instincts. It's not just about what you need today, but anticipating what you might need tomorrow in a world where tomorrow is never guaranteed. Vulnerability to other survivors. Imagine you found your dream boat in the apocalypse wasteland, but it's not just zombies eyeing your treasure. Other survivors might see your vessel as the next best thing to a golden ticket. Protecting your floating refuge could mean defending it against desperate hands or facing moral dilemmas when encountering fellow survivors in need. The vulnerability to other survivors when leaving your boat unprotected is a harsh reality, one that forces survivors to make tough choices. Do you risk leaving your only refugee vulnerable for the sake of exploration and gathering essential supplies? Or do you stay anchored to your boat, sacrificing potential resources for the sake of security? In this zombie-ridden world, the vulnerability to other survivors is a constant reminder that the line between friend and foe is often blurred. Every decision carries weight, and every encounter becomes a delicate dance between extending a helping hand and protecting what little you have. The land becomes both a promise of opportunity and a perilous trap, where the safety of your vessel is never a guarantee upon your return. Navigation and navigation skills. Navigating the open water isn't all smooth sailing. Survivors need more than a compass and a hope for the best attitude. Understanding maritime navigation, reading weather patterns, and possessing basic sailing skills are crucial to prevent your boat from ending up as a permanent fixture on a deserted shoreline. Learning the ropes, literally and figuratively, of maritime navigation isn't just about reading maps or understanding wind patterns. It's about embracing a new way of life, one that requires adaptability and constant learning. Survivors must become adept at understanding the language of the sea, deciphering its cues, and honing the skills necessary to steer through uncertainty. Dependence on fuel. Let's talk fuel, the lifeblood of motorized boats. In a world where gas stations are ghost towns, reliance on finite fuel reserves turns your boat into a ticking time bomb. Without renewable energy sources or the means to refuel, that once mighty vessel might become nothing more than a glorified, oversized buoy. In the tumultuous waters of a zombie apocalypse, boats offer both promise and perils. Their mobility and safety advantages are undeniable, but the challenges they present, from maintenance to limited limited resources demand careful consideration. Survivors must weigh these factors to determine if a boat is truly their ticket to survival or merely a temporary respite in an unforgiving world. The thirst for fuel isn't just a logistical hurdle, it's a race against time. Every drop of fuel burnt brings survivors closer to a harrowing reality, a boat adrift without propulsion. It's a grim reminder that even the most reliable means of escape in the apocalypse has an expiration date. Finding alternatives or rationing becomes not just a necessity, but a crucial aspect of survival planning. To be honest with you, I don't think a boat is the best option to survive the zombies, as we have seen they have their advantages, but depending on fuel cannot be an option. Still, having a boat in areas like Miami, Norfolk, or other coastal cities can help you make expeditions, but I would never recommend it as your base camp. Honestly, the previous video where we analyzed the prison seemed much better to me, and if you haven't seen it, I'll leave it here. But what do you think, is a boat a good place to survive the zombie apocalypse? I'll read you in the comments.